Yeah. So yeah. Oh my god. All right, y'all. Today is Halloween, and we are in the Halloween spirit. So let's go ahead and get this started with a little trick or treating segment. All right, it's gonna be basically quick takes. All right, we go trick or treating, go from house to house to house. All right, we're going from topic to topic to topic real quick. All right, so the first topic is the Ravens traded for Deontay Johnson. Jared, was this a big move? Are they going in the right direction, or was this whatever?
It's a positive move. I mean, of course, when you get a solid receiver to help your team out, it's a all right move. But it's not nothing that I fear. It's nothing that puts fear in my heart. It's Deontay Johnson. I mean, he's nice. He's a good route runner, very crafty. But I just don't think that it's gonna make a big of a difference. I honestly don't.
Yeah, I think if they make any move outside of fixing that secondary, I'm not with it. All right, you add Deontay Johnson. Okay, the offense got a little better, but the problem is the defense. We'll talk about that a little more later. So, like I said, if they're not making a move on the defense, I don't want to hear it. I don't care. All right, next, Anthony Richardson got benched. All right, Anthony Richardson in 6 starts. It was 3-3, a 38.4 total QBR. All right, Joe Flacco in 2 starts, 1-1. With 5 touchdowns and an interception. All right, he moved on to Flacco. What are your comments, your reaction to that?
Hate to say I told you so, but I told you so. Last thing I remember, Joe Flacco played, and I said they need to just ride the hot hand. This is along the same time that we were talking about Justin Fields, right? And how should we ride with the hot hand? Well, I said ride with both of them. One of them I was wrong, and one of them I was right. They should have rolled with Joe Flacco. I didn't see anything from Anthony Richardson before he got hurt or anything last season that made me say, okay, he really needs to be out there regardless. And you're seeing it now. I mean, the kid, he's just not ready yet. He's not. He needs to sit under Joe Flacco, get a little developed, and maybe he'll be better. But right now, he's not the answer.
All right, for me, I told you he a third pick overall. He missed a lot of last year due to injury. So this year, I figured you can't pull him because when is he going to get those reps? Right? You missed him out. You missed out last year. You pull him this year. You're gonna miss out this year too. But after what I saw this past weekend, I've never seen a quarterback pull himself out the game because they was tired. I've never seen that ever. Like that's never happened. All right. So because that happened, you right. Go sit yourself on the bench and think about what you did. That's a bad look on the franchise. So I think if the coach believe they can win now, which I don't, but if they do in the locker room, then we'll go to Joe Flacco. But if you don't think you can win now, you should stay with Anthony Richardson and try to fix whatever the problem was. But they moved on. They had enough, and I had enough because, like I said, you tapping out of the game, bro. That's not a good look at all. All right, next, Stephon Diggs is out for the season with an ACL tear. How big of an impact is this on the Houston Texans?
It's not as big as everybody thinks. I'm a guy that I'm looking at the positive in this. You're gonna get back Nico Collins. Nico Collins, he hasn't played in the past. I want to say maybe 3 weeks, give or take, and he's still. What did I tell you the other day? Top five around there in receiving yards.
Top 10 for sure.
Top 10 for sure. I think he's around top five area. So you're gonna get him back eventually, and some people are gonna say it's like last year. Well, you kind of boosted up the defense a little bit. Getting Daniel Hunter. Like that's a good move, and so your defense is better. So now you're getting a better CJ Stroud than last year. CJ Stroud this year, he should have developed from that CJ Stroud from last year. So you're basically saying that you have the same offense, but now you have Joe Mixon. Now that running game is going to be very crucial until you get Nico Collins back, and even when you get Nico Collins back, and it's going to help out CJ Stroud. And so I don't think there's anything to panic about if you're a Texans fan. Y'all team will be all right. I mean, it wasn't your year anyways, and now it's definitely not your year. But y'all make a good little push in the playoffs. Maybe AFC Championship, divisional round. But that's perfectly fine. Y'all have a bright future ahead. It's okay.
I think this is it's not a big impact, but it's definitely something. All right, it's definitely a little impact because I think a part of the reason why a lot of people were so high on the Texans is because you added another weapon for C. Stroud to get the ball to. Right, it wasn't just Joe Mixon, but the Stephon Diggs. When they acquired Stephon Diggs, you was thinking, okay, the pass game will be deadly. All right, Nico Collins went down. The pass game took a step back, but you saw Stephon Diggs evolving into that number one option for CJ Stroud, which honestly could have helped when Nico come back. Now you got the chemistry with Stephon, you got the chemistry with Nico, chemistry with Tank. Like it could have been dangerous once Nico came back, but now that he's down, like you said, you're back at scratch. I mean, you still added Joe Mixon, like you said, with the run game, but the passing game is not as effective as it could have been, which means you got to knock them back a little bit. I think the biggest what you was most scared of was the passing attack, and I think that's why Joe Mixon has been able to eat so much is because you're so scared of the passing game. So it's definitely going to hurt a little bit, but I think, like you said, the ceiling has definitely moved down a little bit because Stephon Diggs' acquirement to me is what put them over the top of a lot of teams. All right. Next, last but not least. All right. Since the bye week, let's say your ex Jalen Hurts. All right, has nine touchdowns and zero interceptions since the bye week. All right, week 1 through week 4, he had 6 touchdowns and 7 turnovers. All right, so Jared, are you back on the train? I'm giving you an opportunity to hop back on the train.
No, I would not. I refuse to. I have to see more. I have to see more. And if that means I don't get another opportunity to hop on the train, so be it. But I have to see more. It's no, because last year you start off the season strong last year, and then it all broke down. So until I see this deeper into the season, and until I see this in the playoffs, I'm not gonna hop back on the train. I'm just not. I don't. I'm not a Jalen Hurts believer again yet. I'm not. I don't think. I think it's a fluke right now, honestly, and I think that his momentum will go down come playoff time. I'm willing to bet that.
So me, hey, look, the problem was turn over the ball too much. Right, like I said, 6 touchdowns and 7 turnovers through the first 4 weeks. Maybe that bye week was his saving grace. Maybe that bye week. Remember on the episode you said that bye week he to sit back and really think about and reflect, right? Maybe he did, right? That's the most impressive part. It's not the 9 touchdowns, it's the 0 turnovers. And Jalen Hurts can not turn the ball over, then his team is more dangerous. All right. So, hey, you not gonna claim him? Go ahead and bring him over here to me. Go ahead and let me have Jalen Hurts over here. All right. It was like I said, it was funny at first when I was getting on him in the beginning of the season. It was funny because of your reaction. But I'm actually gonna hop on the Jalen Hurts train because the no turnover thing is huge. So last year he had no the year before last when he almost had the MVP run, he had no turnovers. Right, the turnovers were low. Last year he had a lot of turnovers. It was a bad season. This year, start of the year, he had bad turnovers. Everybody thought it was deja vu, same thing as last year. But through 3 weeks, 0 turnovers, I'm about it, all right? So I'm going to go ahead and hop back on that Jalen Hurts train, all right? But now we are done trick-or-treating. Now we're going to head to the cemetery, y'all. The Jets digging their own graves, all right? I'm going to let you know, I want to start this one off, all right? I want to start this one off. The Jets just lost to the Patriots 25-22. All right, Jacoby Brissett leads a game-winning drive with 250. No, I'm sorry, with 2 minutes and 53 seconds left. 12 plays, 70-yard drive. So for me, y'all know how I felt about the Jets going into this season. All right. Remember when they lost to, I believe it was after the Steelers game, I came out and I said, it's not looking good at all. Season not over, right? But it does not look good at all. I can't make no more excuses. All right, this is a bad team playing bad football right now. It is what it is. I cannot come on this podcast and continue to sell false hope. I can't do it. All right, my credibility is thin right now because of how much belief I had in this team. That it's not playing good football right now. It's simple as that. There's no other way to put it. All right, and it's almost like they're playing bad football and they're finding ways to lose. And it's different every single week, all right? Just think about it. So before I get into the negatives, for everyone saying Aaron Rodgers is the reason why he lost that game, which I've seen a lot of, is crazy to me. 233 passing yards and 2 touchdowns is good enough to beat the Patriots, is my point. That's the point I'm trying to make when I was arguing with a couple of my friends who said A-Rod looked bad. Look, he did not play a bad game where they should have lost to the Patriots, is my point. Now, throughout the season, yes, he has not played up to par at all. But this past game, please do not blame this game on him, all right? And then Garrett Wilson, once again, 5 catches, 113 yards. But Greg Zerline, my man, he needs to get cut. Like now. He needs to, who am I to say somebody lose their job? But he is terrible this year, okay? He just missed, in this game, he missed a 44-yard field goal in the fourth quarter. All right, should add 3 to the final score. Right? It's tied. And worst case scenario. but he also missed the extra point in the first quarter. All right, then they missed a 2-point conversion whenever they scored at the end of the game when A-Rod almost had like the walk-off touchdown almost. They missed the 2-point conversion and the Patriots went to go score. But Greg Zerwan is leading points on the board all year. This has happened in multiple games. I just think about it. There's 3 games where he missed a field goal. The Bills game, remember he missed field goals in that game, right? The Patriots game, he missed field goals in this game, and then he missed a game-winning field goal against the Broncos. Those are 3 games where you make your field goals, you win the game. You can make that argument, right? But they're finding ways to lose. And then 2 games ended with one was the one I questioned of the PI against the Vikings, right? And then the interception against the Bills, where A-Rod overthrew him and then underthrew him, sorry, and then Mike Williams slipped. Like, there's a different way they're losing every single week. You know what I'm saying? It's bad. It's almost like it's bad luck. But with all that being said, I'm going to continue to, because I'm a realist, right? I'm going to stick with my guns. I picked them to go all the way this year. I'm sticking with it. I'm going to still support them. I'm not like everybody else. I ain't finna jump off and say, hey, trash, I'm done with them. No, I'm going to stick with them. Plus, A-Rod, like we all know, he ain't got that much longer left. So I'm going to ride the wheels. I'm ride till the wheels fall off. But just to put this out there, a little positivity, okay? Jacksonville was 2-6 2 years ago and make the playoffs. The Jets are 2-60. Listen. I'm saying they're a bad team playing bad football. But just recently, we've seen a team come back from 2-6. It's not impossible. Is it likely to happen? No. The way they're playing right now, heck no. Like, I would not bet money on them making the playoffs. No, I would not. But if Jacksonville can do it, why can't the Jets do
it? In the great words of Skip Bayless, it is my turn. It is my turn. I must say, I'm enjoying every moment of this right now. I really am. Before the season started, in one of the NFL Vault episodes that I was on, we did the topic, biggest threat to Mahomes. Just so, you know, people, y'all can go back and watch the episode. But if you don't want to right now, who was your pick?
Who was your pick? Oh, we are doing this. Who was your pick?
Is this
and who was your pick?
It's about you right now. It's about you right now. We can talk about that after.
I picked the Jets, but who did you pick?
Okay. I picked Joe Burrow's health.
You picked the Bengals. That's who you picked.
I picked Joe Burrow's health, okay?
I know you're not talking to
And guess what though? It's not Joe Burrow's fault. It's not. And guess what? Even crazier thing, they still can go on a run.
That's the next topic. Don't worry about that. Stick with the Jets.
You're right. I'm gonna stick with the Jets. That was your pick as the biggest threat to Mahomes. Right now, Mahomes is undefeated. And what's your guys' record?
2-6.
Jeez Louise, man. 2-6. That's bad. And it's so bad because look at all they've gone through this season. You fire your head coach. Before the season even starts, you have issues with Hassan Reddick. He don't want to be there. He's looking to get out. And then you finally, make terms with him. Robert Saleh gets fired. Not to mention in the beginning, the problems with Aaron Rodgers, the unexcused absence. It's all been piling up. It all has. You trade for Devontae Adams, and nothing has changed. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Devontae Adams went from trash to trash. It's that simple. And before the season started, you were scared when you saw that we had to play the Jets. I said, Jalen, I'm not scared. I have no fear in my heart at all. We took care of them. They just lost to the Patriots. The Patriots. I don't think you know how bad that really looks. They're 2-6. They're not going to the playoffs. It's over. Like you said, they're finding ways to lose. When you're finding ways to lose, there's nothing you can do about that. You're done. It's over for you. I'm not going to lie to you. It's over. They're done. Get ready for next season. That's all you can do. Get ready for next season. See what talent you have. See what young guys you have on the team. Get ready for next season. That's all you can do at this point. I mean, you've tried. Literally, the worst part about it is they've tried every single solution possible. You lose to the Bills because one of your receivers slipped, When Aaron Rodgers underthrew him, your receiver slipped trying to come back to the ball. In the post-game conference, Aaron Rodgers dogged the man out. He wasn't where he was supposed to be. He wasn't on the line. That's not the first time Aaron Rodgers talked about his receiver. He talked about his receiver in Minnesota. Against Minnesota. I want to say. So what do? They go get your best bud. They go get your pal. The trade happens, and not even an hour later, he's in your apartment. He's in your crib, on the Pat McAfee show with you, cheesing, smiling, just cheesing. The internet says like whenever you and your favorite ex get back together. And guess what? Nothing's changed. You thought Robert Saleh was the problem? He wasn't. You thought you didn't have enough receivers? That's not the problem. Your defense, the defense that we rave about all the time. You fire Robert Saleh and the defense looks like they don't know what they're doing. Like they don't have an identity anymore. You let the Patriots go out there. What was the final score of the game?
25-22.
The Patriots scored 25 points on you. That's embarrassing. You really gotta take a step back and just evaluate your game. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's bad. And so yeah, their season's done. Their season's flushed down the drain. You're 2-6 in a competitive AFC. A lot of teams have good records in the AFC. Case in point, the Steelers, we're 6-2. The Ravens are what, 5-3?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. The Chiefs are undefeated. The Bills have a great record. The Texans have a great record. You're done. And it's okay. It's all right.
You're right. It's okay.
It's all right. It's not your fault, Jets. It's the people like yourself that gassed them up, that filled their head with all these, oh, we're Super Bowl bound. We're Super Bowl bound. We're gonna be in New Orleans this year. We Super Bowl bound. So I'm gonna blame you for their downfall. I really am. I mean, what can I say? It's more bad luck for the city of New York. I want to take the time to apologize to the city of New York. Y'all haven't had a good thing going for y'all since Patrick Ewing and Carmelo Anthony. That is it. And even in those times, well, losing Patrick Ewing, you were winning. With Carmelo, you weren't winning. You just got to witness greatness. But your basketball team now, they're not going to the championship anytime soon. The Yankees, they're going to lose the World Series. The Jets are trash. The Giants are trash. It's bad. I'm not going to lie. If you're a New York fan, I know you're going to hate me for saying this. You need to go on and switch over to Boston and become a Celtics fan or a Bruins fan. Or you can even become a Patriots fan because they got a brighter future than yours. At least they have a quarterback they can depend on for the next 10 years. Your quarterback is out the door in a couple years. So, yeah, man. I'm not going to lie. It feels good to say I was right. I love it. I try to tell you, don't slow it down. You haven't seen anything yet. Before the season started, you crowned them AFC champs. Super Bowl. It's okay, though. I'm going to still tune in to the podcast. I'm going to still support. Because I know you know what you're talking about. I really do. I know you know what you're talking about. It's just a bad take. And it's okay. It happens to the best of them. To the greatest of them. From Stephen A. all the way down the list. It happens. This is your bad take. It's okay. But, hey, I got to take the time to give you a round of applause. If you're at home watching, give him a round of applause. He finally admitted that the team's not good. I appreciate that.
You know what? You really about to tick me off. You know why? You know why you about to tick me off? Because, first of all, like I said, I'm going to say this one more time, just in case this comes back to haunt you. Trevor Lawrence, who is god awful, right? Came back from being 2-6. So I'm saying it's a chance. It's a small chance that they can climb out of this hole. All right. But back to you. You said that I picked the Jets to go to the AFC Championship. You picked the Jets to win the division. So I'm not understanding.
You're right, I did. But I didn't say they're going to the Super Bowl.
But you picked them to win the division.
I did. That was my fault.
So you was wrong.
That was my fault. But
you was wrong.
My take isn't as bad as yours, buddy. Mine is not as bad as yours. You said they were going to the Super Bowl. You said that in February they will be one of the last two teams to play until the next year. That's what you said. That's way worse than the division.
That's not the point though. But and we did the NFL vault. You said they was gonna win the division. So I understand I took them to the stars. But you at the clouds, buddy. You at the
You
clouds.
took
You said they went to
no, no,
Disney.
no. You took him to the moon. You tried to take him to
Hey,
the
cool.
moon,
I took him to the moon.
and,
That's
and,
okay.
and it went up in flames.
And you
Okay,
at the clouds. You in the clouds. You said they
you're
went to
right. I
Disney.
couldn't. I didn't even get to take off. That's okay. But you was up there with him. You was up there. You
But I'm
was
just
up there. You
saying.
was
I'm
approaching
just
the
saying.
solar system,
If
and
you gonna sit here and say,
it
if you
didn't
gonna
happen.
sit here and say that I was wrong, you was wrong too. So don't do
I can
that.
say that. I can say I was wrong.
You can sit here and dog me out for 10 minutes. This time around and say you was wrong too.
But like I said, I wasn't an advocate for this team. You were the Paul Heyman of the New York Jets.
You
That's what you
right.
were.
You right.
Exactly.
100%. But you was wrong
Exactly.
too.
You were the Paul Heyman. You were the advocate, the spokesperson for the New York Jets and Aaron Rodgers. Okay, but no, it's over. They play the Texans. They play the Texans
Hey,
Thursday night
last time I
prime
checked,
time.
Diggs in the hospital somewhere. Last time I checked.
What is your point?
No, Nico. Hey,
What is your point?
it's a chance. That's
So,
all I'm
so, so
saying.
you're saying right now that the New York Jets are going to beat the Houston Texans? Say it with your chest, please.
Wait a minute.
Please. Please.
Didn't the Texans just barely beat Anthony Richardson who tapped out the game? Or am I tripping?
What is your point?
So why are you acting like the
What is your
Texans
point?
go high and mighty? I'm not
The
understanding
Colts
that.
are a better football team right now than the Jets. What is your point?
Okay, I did.
Are they not? Are they not?
I
The
disagree.
Colts beat us.
What is that?
They didn't have a chance.
They beat us so we didn't have a quarterback.
Oh, that's how you feeling? Oh, that's how you feel because your guy is failing. That's how you feeling right now. Wow.
We throw a shot. You just dogged me out for
mature,
2 minutes.
Very mature, you.
Nah,
But it's okay. They play the Texans. Hey, they play the Colts coming up.
You right. We're gonna find out who's the better team.
You said what?
We're gonna find out who's the better team.
You right. We are.
You right.
You right. You right. You are. So they play the Seahawks. They still gotta play. Hey, they play that Jaguars team that you're talking about.
Yep.
They still gotta play the Bills again in Buffalo. And they play the Dolphins twice, man. And they got to put, like I said, if I haven't said already, they got to play the Rams. Their season's cooked. It's over with because they would have to run the table. And guess what? You can't. You have 3 guaranteed losses on your schedule, starting with the Texans. Then you have to play the Bills and the Rams. That's 3 losses. Are they going to make the playoffs with 9 losses? Yes or no?
Nope.
Hey man, look, if you're the GM,
nope. I said no.
If you're the GM, I wouldn't even pay attention to football on Sundays. I start watching more Saturdays to try and prepare to see who my top 10 pick is gonna be. That's what I'm gonna do. Do I go with the offensive line for protection? Do I try to trade up and get Travis Hunter? What am I gonna do? There's a lot of room for improvement, and you got a lot of different options. I'm not gonna lie to you. You almost have the whole entire draft board. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's cool. I tap out just so we can move on to this next topic. So for everybody watching, y'all wonder why I'm smiling, nodding my head, and doing all this. It's because next we're talking about the Bengals, okay? The Bengals, right? Are they dead or are they alive? So Jerry just did all that hoop hollering about the Jets. Are the Bengals dead or are they alive? I'm putting you on the spot right now. You tell me. Because last time I checked, before you say anything, the Jets lost to the Patriots. This team lost to the Patriots too. Last time I checked. Yep. So tell me, are they dead or they alive? It's right now.
They did.
No.
They did. They did.
Oh.
They did. Yeah, they did. Yeah, no, they did. And that's okay. That's okay. They're dead. But yeah, they did. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I just wanted to say in the
I'm
last segment that they still have a chance. It's not
They
over.
have a chance. They you have a chance. I mean, like
So they're alive.
Jets theoretically
So they're
have
alive.
a chance. They're still. It doesn't say when you look at their name on ESPN. There's no E beside it. They're not eliminated yet. They have a chance. Joe Burrow said we just got.
No. We're not doing that. On here, on this podcast, it's dead or it's alive. If you're saying they have a chance, if you're saying they have a, but you just said they have a chance.
What did Boosie say? Larry Bird can get your daughter. They're dead.
You just said they have a chance. So say they're alive.
No.
So they have no chance.
I told you, analytic wise, statistic wise, the people that's crunching the numbers, they have a chance. They still have a percentage. They still have a chance. Bump them. So right now, bump them. Earlier, that's why I was speaking, looking at that. But right now, they're done. Go ahead, put the E beside their name and add the E beside the Jets' name too. They're both dead. It's over. You want to know why?
Tell us why. Yep.
Because they end the season off playing the Pittsburgh Steelers, and they have to play us twice. They have to play the Baltimore Ravens. They have to play the Cleveland Browns, who last time I checked, Jameis Winston just carved up the Ravens, who have no secondary. What's the Bengals' biggest problem?
Secondary.
Mm, there we go. So that's a potential loss. I mean, you play the Cowboys. Y'all are both cheeks, so don't know how to call it. You still got to play the Chargers, who you think is a good team. So they're dead because at this point in their season, they're 3-5. You only have so much room for losses. I'm guaranteeing you 3 losses right now because I just don't think that you can beat Baltimore in Baltimore. I don't think you have it in you. That's 3 losses right there. Potentially a 4th one to the Browns. You're done. You're just done. And it's okay. But they did. It's okay. And it's not Joe Burrow's fault. It's not Jamar Chase's fault. Jamar Chase leads the league in receiving yards. I hope they pay you very well, which is another reason why they did. Because now you got to pay this man a stupid amount of money. Because he's literally trying to prove to you that he is what he, in his own right, in his own mind, he thinks he's the best receiver in the game. And he's trying to prove that to you right now. So if he leads the league in receiving yards at the end of the year, you're going to have to pay him like that. Now you have a bigger problem on your hands because you're still going to try to bring back T. Higgins, which isn't going to happen. So T. Higgins is gone. Now you have Joe Burrow, who already is dealing with a lack of talent. You have no run game. Now you're going to lose T. Higgins. Defense is trash. Secondary is god-awful. This is something that the draft can't fix. So honestly, they're dead for the next 4 years. They're dead. They're gone. Dead. I apologize, Shakari, but they're dead.
Okay. I appreciate you finally waking up and joining my side. Because after they lost to the Commanders, I came out and said this team is bad. And you said, so you're not telling me they can't win these games? They can't beat Daniel Jones in this game, So you were saying they still had a chance. And I told you after the Commanders game, this team is not good, okay? This Bengals team right now is 3-5, correct? Their wins have come against the Panthers, the Giants, and the Browns, arguably the worst 3 teams in all of football. And they have a combined record. Those 3 teams have a combined record of 5-19. And they won those 3 games by 10 points or less. They beat the Panthers and Giants by 10, beat the Panthers by 7, okay? So when they play bad teams, they're not even beating them by multiple possessions, right? 2 possessions, not even 2 full touchdowns. A touchdown and a field goal. All right, versus teams with a losing record, they're allowing 15.3 points per game, right? That's expected. You're playing against Daniel Jones. It was Deshaun Watson at the time, and then I believe it was Andy Dalton. That's who it was. And then, of course, Jacoby Brissett in week 1, right? Because they lost to the Patriots, but they had a losing record. Against teams with a winning record, you're allowing 35.5 points per game. That is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. And I want to take this time to call out somebody. I didn't write down their TikTok name, but somebody, last week, I came out and I said, a lock is the Eagles versus the Bengals. I don't know why Vegas had Bengals as the favorite, but I said, go bet on the Eagles. Somebody came in the comments on my TikTok and said, I said, she don't know what you're talking about. I'm a spoon feed it to you. Right? The Bengals going to win 31-27, something like that, and this is why. Blah, 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 blah. And what happened? They lost 37-17. It wasn't even close. Ooh. You know why? Because the Bengals team is not good. They're not making the playoffs. The season is over. For everybody on TV saying they still got a chance, they're dangerous. No, they're not. Their record is 3-5 because they're not good. Every other team with a losing record, you just said the Jets season is done because they're 2-6, right? Well, this team is 3-5. Not much better. And I'm telling you, they cannot stop anybody. They can't. And Joe Burrow was high at one point, but as of late, he has not been. Against the Giants, they didn't put up that many points. Against the Browns, they put up 21, but I believe they had a kick return for one of them touchdowns. Right? In this past week, they scored 17, so they're not even losing shootouts, right? They're losing shootouts, then you would say it's just the defense. But they couldn't score against the Eagles, barely scored against the Giants, right? That was a very low scoring game. I believe they final score like 7-17 or something like that. And then you had a low scoring game against the Cleveland Browns when Deshaun Watson was playing. Then Deshaun Watson got hurt, and I believe, what's his name, Dorian Thompson-Robinson came in. Like, bro, this Bengals team is trash. It just is what it is. I'm tired of hearing about them. It's over with. The season's done. It's down the drain. Move on to next year. Like you said, start writing Jamar Chase check. Start writing. Start writing and give it to him because he's showing y'all that he's worth the money that y'all should have gave him. And now you know the money done went up because of CeeDee Lamb. So hey, worry about that because this season is done. All right. Next, we will stay in the Halloween spirit. All right, really dead or alive. But with the Ravens, they got spooked by the Browns. All right. Are the Ravens cursed? Meaning, is there a curse looming over Baltimore that has you concerned for the future? Or was it just a bad game?
They're cursed. It's that simple. And I really don't. I hope people don't look at this podcast and think we're just haters. Think we're just hating. No, we know what we're talking about. You know what you're talking about, definitely. They're not as good as they're televised. They're just not. They're honestly not. Outside of Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, they're not that good of a football team. I'm gonna just be quite honest with you. Their defense, mainly their secondary, is terrible. Absolutely garbage. I'm talking about it's ridiculous. Kyle Hamilton went from one play. Kyle Hamilton could have ended the game, dropped the interception. I want to say maybe the very next play, you let Jameis Winston I'm talking about deep bomb. I'm not gonna lie. When Jameis Winston threw the ball, I was thinking, okay, this has to be a pick because like it's Jameis Winston. What is he doing? It was a dime to an open receiver. Like it's so bad. Like whenever the Ravens scored, when they scored towards the end of the game, I was like, man, the Browns let one slip away. The Ravens barely got by once again because they barely beat the Bengals. If we do not remember, they barely got by. God dang it. Then I saw Jameis Winston first down. And I started getting back in the spirit. First down. Then he almost threw that pick. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, yep, it's Jameis Winston. I know I depended on him. Then they scored. That is a big problem because when you look at the NFL, how the playoff picture is gonna be, you're gonna have to play the Bills again. You're gonna have to play the Chiefs. You're gonna have to play the Texans, or you're gonna have to play the Steelers. That's 4 teams right there that have a passing game. 4 teams right there that can put the ball in the air and be effective with it. So I'm not gonna lie, they're cursed. They really are. And speaking of TikTok, somebody commented on your TikTok. I hope you post this clip and put it on TikTok, and I hope that they look at this video. They were back and forth dogging us out. We don't know football. Podcast equipment gotta stop being so cheap. Like, because you said Lamar Jackson isn't all this hyped up to be, and from what I saw, Lamar Jackson got outplayed by Jameis Winston. That's evident enough for me right there. He got outplayed by Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston is more popular for the stuff he does off the field and his comedy than he is an NFL player. He really is. And so the fact that Lamar Jackson got outplayed, hey, okay, people are going to come with once again, y'all being haters. Lamar Jackson's receivers were dropping passes and blah, 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 blah. That is also a reason why this team is cursed, because they're not that good. If they're dropping passes now, you think they're going to be catching passes in the AFC Championship game or in the playoffs? They're not. Yeah, Deontay Johnson. He's not going to help with that. He's just not. I'm sorry. Now, Derrick Henry, I give you so much credit. You are him. What are you gonna say?
Hey, look, you just said that they had problem dropping passes, right?
Yeah.
Last time I checked, Deontay Johnson was just dropping passes in Pittsburgh a couple years ago.
Gee, I'm talking about every single pass that came there, like he had butter on his hands, just slipping right. So yeah, like I said, Derrick Henry, hey, much respect. You're a dog. You look like, hey, I'm not gonna lie to you, like one of the greatest running backs ever. But unfortunately, it's not gonna be enough. It's just not, because I think that teams are starting to catch on. I know we have y'all scouted. If we play y'all in the playoffs, all right, I'm going to Vegas with my money. I'm betting on us to win because we know the game plan. The game plan doesn't change, which I hope people catch on to. The game plan doesn't change. You don't let Lamar Jackson pull the ball and your linebackers come fill the gap. The worst thing you can do is let Derrick Henry get a running start at you. You come fill the gaps. If there's no hole, Derrick Henry has nowhere to go. It sounds so easy, but yes, it's hard to do. But we're going to do that when we play the Ravens. So yeah, they're cursed. They're not that good of a football team to me. And it's not much more that needs to be said. I'm gonna let you take it away. Maybe you got something that I'm missing. But they're not that good of a football team. And this is another year that no Super Bowl, another year that you're probably not gonna have a playoff win, if not only one. Another year that we're gonna look at Lamar Jackson with question marks. Another year that I don't understand why John Harbaugh is getting a pass another year, because last time I checked, he doesn't have that much playoff success. Y'all want to dog out Mike Tomlin for not winning a playoff game in so long. John only has what, 3, maybe 2 in the same amount of time. That's led to nowhere, and he's had a better team. He's had a better quarterback. So yeah, hey, take it away, man.
All right, you focus on the offense. I'm focused on this defense that is completely horrendous, and you cannot have this defense and then turn around and say that you are a contender in the AFC. Okay, I'm about to run you the numbers. All right, so bear with me. Opponents' points per game. Right, so this is how many points they're allowing. 26.1. That's 26 in the league. Right, 32 teams. That's 26 in the league.
Oh,
Bottom six. Bottom six. All right. Opponents' total yards per game. 361.3. That is 25th in the league. All right. So that's bottom 7. Right. Opponent passing yards per game. 291.4. That is dead last in the NFL.
oh
All
my.
right. Opponents' third down percentage. 46.7. 29th in the NFL.
Oh my
All right.
God.
Opponents passing touchdowns this season, right? Is 17. They've allowed 17 passing touchdowns. That's tied for last in the
Oh
NFL. All right,
gosh.
their opponents passing rating, all right, per game, or actually throughout the entire year, sorry, 103.4. That is 30th in the NFL. All right, then opponents 20 plus yard plays allowed. So basically splash plays. All right, splash plays, they've allowed 40. That's last in the league. All right, you cannot tell me and look me in the eye with a straight face and tell me that this team is an elite contender when their defense is this bad. Because that means on any given Sunday, a quarterback can go off. That's what it means. Famous James. Famous James. What do you call him? Jabbo? Ain't that? Dude, he just threw a game-winning touchdown on y'all. Like and this is the offense, the Cleveland offense that's bro, they're not good. Name one receiver, bro. Cedric Tillman. Cedric Tillman had like over 100 yards against y'all. He's the most added player in fantasy right now. He's on the waivers going stupid right now because of y'all secondary. The secondary is not good. So I can care less about what Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry does. It's about the defense. And the defense is bad. Normally, Baltimore's defense is good, right? Baltimore is known for having a good defense, a good defensive culture. It's gone. It's not coming back either. All right, it left when Mike McDonald left and went to the Seattle Seahawks. Right, that's when it really left. And then you had a whole bunch of coaches that never coached before, never coached the defense before, calling plays. The defense is done. The secondary is cooked. There's no playmakers back there. Kyle Hamilton, I'm about to start saying butts. That's what I'm about to start doing. All right, and Jared was an advocate for Kyle. Back in, I thought he was gonna be nice too. I thought he was gonna be nice, but he's not. He's not that good to me. All right, so if you have a bad secondary, to me, you cannot be a threat in the NFL because of today's league and how much passing is involved. Any given Sunday, a team can just light you up, and that's not recipe for success. Especially if you're a Baltimore team. This was a team where you had to pray Lamar made mistakes because you couldn't really score on their defense. We had to pray about that. Like that's how it was the past couple years. This year, Lamar go score, I go score. Lamar get the field goal, I'll get a field goal. So it's not even about Lamar this year. It's about how bad this defense is. So to me, they're not an elite contender because of the defense. All right. And let's go ahead and let's wrap this thing up in the end with the best thing that we saw in week 8. All right. You want to go first? You want to go first?
I'm gonna let you go first.
All right. The best thing I saw in week 8, shout out to our cousin Brandy because y'all have a quarterback. All right. Number, you have a quarterback. All right. Bo Nix had 284 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 rushing touchdown, or 3 passing touchdowns and 1 rushing touchdowns, 4 touchdowns in total. All right, we had a conversation a couple weeks ago with Caleb Williams, and I said how he had a great game against the Jaguars, right? And you tried to poo-poo it, right? You said it's Jaguars. Blah, blah, blah. To me, in my book, right, there's a Jarek Best book, there's a Jalen Best book. In my book, I believe that a rookie quarterback that has a great performance, I don't care who the defense is, because you're a rookie, right? If it's Jalen Hurts going out there killing the Jaguars defense, then cool. If it's Mahomes, or if it's Dak Prescott, or if it's Lamar Jackson killing the Jaguars defense or Panthers defense, then cool. You can say that. You can say, well, the defense is trash. But when it's a rookie, right, in Denver that really, to me, don't have any weapons, right? This offense to me is so stale, and it's kind of what Russ did last year was so impressive to me because he didn't have weapons. Outside of Cortland Sutton, who he had, Jerry Jeudy, he got embarrassed on national television. Steve Smith called him a jag, just another guy. That's embarrassing. That's who you had as your number 2 receiver last year. This year, you have Cortland Sutton, and I would pay anybody $50 that's watching the podcast right now to name their next best receiver. Because Josh Reynolds is on IR. So I don't even know who the next receiver is. Like, that's how bad it is. And he's finding ways to make plays. And I think Sean Payton has a lot to do with that. All right, so I called it earlier. We did the tiers. I said, play your cards right. I think you found your quarterback. And I think you found a good coach to pair with that quarterback. All right, so Denver, y'all have a problem on y'all hands. I'm convinced that Bo Nix y'all got, and I wasn't even that high on him from out the draft. I was like, y'all want him to be y'all starter? Like, now? Like, no way. But remember they said he's the most pro-ready, right? And it started to translate a little bit. No, he's not having a lot of games like this, but when he does have a game like this, he's capable of doing that. And this week, Bo, you play the Ravens. You play that torturable secondary, Bo. Bo, can you give us an upset? Can you do it? I think it's possible. But yeah, the best thing I saw was Bo Nix having a great game.
Last time I checked, I think the Broncos statistically is one of the best defenses this year.
That's
if
true.
you look at it, I think they are. And like you said, the Ravens defense is terrible. I like to give myself some credit right here. I don't usually, like to brag about myself. If y'all know me, I don't like to brag about myself. But when they drafted Bo Nix, we were on the phone, or you were down here, either way. And I said, I'm not mad at the move. Sean Payton, you got your quarterback. And I, too, said that he was the most pro-ready. I watched a lot of Bo Nix dating back to when he was in Auburn, okay? Then I watched him go to Oregon. He was nice. I always said that he was nice. I didn't know why he was staying in college so long. I really didn't. I thought he was going to go to the draft, but he didn't. And I said he was nice. I said he was pro-ready. I said that was their franchise quarterback. So I like to, give myself a little shout out, give myself a little pat on the back. Every now and then we got, pat ourselves in the back, lift up your own spirits. But the best thing I saw, you already know what I'm finna say. Jameis Winston. That is the best thing I saw. Before the game started, in the tunnel, he was in a little huddle. I think it was his lineman. He said, play for the name on the back of your jersey, play for the name on the front of your jersey. He proceeded to say, play for the name on your helmet. But then he took that statement back and said, wait, no. We don't have we don't have a name on our helmet. So play for the decal on your helmet. This is the guy that went out there and torched the Baltimore Ravens. And it just made me so happy. I'm not going to lie to you. We were helping our aunt move in. She moved down to Texas, moved into her apartment. And we were helping her move. And I was watching on my phone. And I'm not going to lie to you. Somebody might have thought I was watching a Steelers game. Because I was in there. I was rooting for the Browns. I was rooting for Jameis Winston. Because I don't like the Ravens at all. I can't stand them. And Jameis Winston led a comeback. After the game, he proceeded to say that when I make great decisions, I am one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Jameis, my brother, when any quarterback makes great decisions, they look like one of the best quarterbacks in the league. But hey, man, I can't say too much because you went out there, you did your thing. You did your thing. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm proud of you, man. Like, what you be doing? What you be doing? If you got eat the W? Hey, man, Jameis Winston, bro. I'm glad to see it. That is the best thing I saw in Week 8 was Jameis Winston go out there and put on a great performance. He has a lot of low lights, but this past Sunday he made a highlight. So for that, I'm gonna give you a round of applause, Jameis Winston. Hey man, I'm proud of you, my man.
Dude, I just looked at his stats from the game. I didn't even peek this. Jameis threw for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
No, no, that
yeah.
defense is bad. That defense is terrible.
Jameis, famous Jameis.
That's
Yeah.
ridiculous. Whew. Well, that's it, folks. Well, I'm sorry, that's all, folks. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get up out of here. But make sure y'all stay safe tonight for Halloween. Y'all go out, y'all celebrate. Make sure you don't drink and drive. For those of y'all that love to consume alcohol, make sure you don't drink and drive. Be safe. All right, go party, have fun. I heard everybody dressing up. I heard Jerry gonna be P Diddy this year for Halloween. So
Hey,
y'all
bro,
go ahead.
cut the, hey, we don't need to joke like that. Cut the part of the video, bro. You gotta stop.
Hey
You,
man,
you, you,
dude,
nah, you gotta go on something like that. That's not even funny, bro.
dude,
You can't say something like that right now. That boy is in the heat of allegations. You can't say stuff like that. I'm not gonna lie.
dude. When I went into your room last week, there was like 5 bottles of baby oil on your dresser.
You were lying. You
And
gotta
you was
stop.
playing.
You
And
have
you
to.
was playing.
You
You
gotta
was
stop.
playing. You was
No.
playing more money, more problems in the background. You was doing your little ditty dance. You know what I'm saying? So I don't.
Hey, yo, no,
Hey
no, 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 no,
man,
no. You gotta stop. No.
hey man, in honor of Diddy, take that, take that. Man, y'all know we playing, man. Stop it. Y'all know we playing, man. It's all jokes, it's all love, all right. But man, happy Halloween. Y'all stay safe, y'all stay blessed. We out.